Namaste. Welcome to our virtual class conducted by NPABSAN Kaski. I am Krishna Gurung, your science teacher, and today we will study about class 8 about living things. The plants, animals, and tiny organisms around us are called living beings. Among these living beings, we will study first of all about the microorganism. Topics: microorganisms. The tiny organisms which can be seen with microscope are called microorganisms or microbes. They are virus, bacteria, fungi, algae, and protozoans. These tiny organisms are seen with the help of microscope only, and we are not able to see them with our naked eyes. Microbiology, the branch of science that deals with the study of microorganism, is called microbiology. Microbiology, study of microorganism. Next topic is the virus. Viruses, the smallest microorganism which is a bridge between living and non-living things, are called virus. Virus shows both properties of living thing and non-living things. When the viruses are outside the host cell, they become non-living things. But when these viruses enter inside the living host, they shows the characteristics of living thing. That is why it is a bridge between living and non-living things. So viruses are also known as biological puzzle. Virus has RNA or DNA as genetic material and can reproduce like living thing, but it can be crystallized like chemicals. Therefore, it shows both characteristics of living and non-living things. Virus is obligatory parasites. Obligatory parasite means it depends on other organism completely for their reproductions. Virus is an obligatory parasite because it depends completely for reproduction on its host cell. Virus attacks particular cells only, so it is host specific. Particular type of virus can attack particular host only. They cannot affect or transfer diseases to the other organism. Bacteriophage virus attacks bacteria cell only. Animal virus attracts animal cell only. Similarly, the plant virus attracts plant cell only. Virology, study of virus. So virology is a branch of biology that deals with the study of virus. On the basis of nucleic acid, there are two types of virus: RNA virus and DNA virus. RNA viruses, they contain RNA, ribonucleic acid. RNA represent ribonucleic acid as their genetic materials. These days we are suffering from coronavirus. They also belong to the RNA viruses. Next virus is DNA viruses. They contain DNA. DNA represent deoxyribonucleic acid as their genetic materials. On the basis of host specificity, there are three types of viruses. Plant virus, the virus that infects plants are called plant virus. Example, TMB, tobacco mosaic virus. TMB is a full form of tobacco mosaic virus. This virus attacks only the tobacco plants. Animal virus, the virus that causes disease on animals are called animal virus. Example, rabies virus, HIV human immunodeficiency virus, bacteriophage virus. A virus that attracts bacteria is called bacteriophage virus. The structure of bacteriophage virus. This is a head of bacteria. This bacteria contains, the head contains genetic materials. This is color of the bacteria, and below the color, that is covered by a sheath, and at the base, that is called base plate, from where a long trail of fibers comes out. This, from the collar to this base plate, is known as tail. So the body is divided into head and tail. Next subtopic is the bacteria, the simplest, primitive, microscopic, and unicellular organisms are called bacteria. They are prokaryotics. Prokaryotics means primitive type of cells which do not have well-developed cellular organelles. They were originated on Earth about 3,800 million years ago. The term bacteria was proposed by C.G. Ehrenberg in 1928. Some bacteria contain bacteriochlorophylls and make their own food. They are called photoautotrophs. Photo means light, autotrophs means make their food by themselves. So those bacteria which have bacteriochlorophylls can make their food by themselves. Some are parasites and others are saprophytes. Some bacteria lives on the host and causes diseases, but some bacteria attacks on decaying food materials, dead bodies of plants and animals, and helps to decay them and keeps the environment clean. Bacteriology, study of bacteria. The branch of biology that deals with the study of bacteria is called bacteriology. Types of bacteria. On the basis of their structure, there are 4 types of bacteria. Coccus, they are spherical in shape and they do not have flagella. This is a coccus and plural form is cocci. When 2 coccus are combined together, that is called diplococci, and some coccus are piled over, then that is called staphylococcus or streptococci. If 4 coccis are there, they are called tetrads. Bacilli, they are rod-shaped. Coccus are spherical in shape, bacillus are rod in shapes, and they have a flagella for the locomotion. Spirulium, they are spiral shaped and have flagella on one or both sides of the body. Example, spirochete. So this is the structure of the rod-shaped bacteria, bacillus. The bacillus, diplobacillus, 2 bacillus are there. When more than 2 bacillus are in a palisade cells-like structure, then that is called palisade bacilli. And if the bacillus are connected one after another, then is called streptobacilli. And spiral bacillus are spiral in shape, they are in spiral shapes, and they may have flagella in one end or both sides of their body. Four types of bacteria is Vibrio. The Vibrio bacteria are C-shaped or comma-shaped. They have a single flagellum for their locomotion. Example, Vibrio cholerae. This Vibrio cholerae causes cholera in human beings. Structure of bacterium. A bacterium is a prokaryotic cell. Prokaryotic means primitive type of cells which have nuclear materials and few cytoplasm without cell organelles. Its outermost layer is called cell wall, which protects the cell and gives definite shapes. Bacteria, it is made of cell wall that gives a definite shapes and protect the inner cellular organelles. The inner to the cell wall is a cell membrane that covers the protoplasm. The protoplasm is a living material of the cell. The protoplasm contains nucleoids or DNA and cytoplasm. The nucleoids controls the nuclear activity of the cells. The cytoplasm is a living semi-fluid. It contains ribosome, gas vacuoles, reserve foods, protein, mineral, water, etc. Mitochondria and plastid are absent. Some bacteria have flagella for locomotions. The difference between virus and bacteria. Virus, bacteria. Viruses are 20 to 100 times smaller than bacteria. Bacteria are larger than the virus. They are seen under electron microscope. Bacteria can be seen with the help of compound microscope. Viruses are covered with protein coats, whereas bacteria are covered with cell wall and cell membranes. Economic importance of bacteria. Some bacteria make fertilizers. Saprophyte bacteria that decomposes dead bodies of plants and animals. Rhizobium bacteria makes soil fertile. Lactobacillus converts milk into curd. Most of the bacteria causes diseases like cholera, tuberculosis, leprosy, etc. Some of the bacteria cause food poisoning. Detrifying bacteria decreases soil fertility of the soil. So in this way, bacteria have both positive and negative impacts on the environment. Fungi, singular fungus, they are non-green thallophytes. Thallophytes means no root, no stem, no leaves. That body is called thallus body. So fungi have thallus body. They lack chlorophylls. They are saprophyte and some are parasites. Since they lack chlorophyll, they cannot make their food, and they are saprophytes. They depend on dead bodies of plants and animals for their food, and some are parasites that causes disease on the host. Fungus is made of thread-like structure called hyphae. The grip of hyphae is called mycelium. They store food in the form of glycogen. They reproduce by fission. The body is divided, breakdown, that is called fission. A young bud-like structure grows from parental body, that is called budding, and sporangium sac-like structure grows on the top of the hypha, and spores are developed, that is called sporulation. So fungi can reproduce by these three methods: fusions, buddings, and sporulations. They are multicellular. The fungus body is made of more than 2 cells, except yeast. Yeast are unicellular. Microbiology, the branch of biology that is study of the fungi is called mycology. Mycology, study of fungi. Economic importance. Some fungi are used to make antibiotics like penicillin, mucor, yeast, mushroom, etc. are decomposers and keeps the environment clean. They decompose the dead bodies of plants and animals and keeps our environment clean. So mushrooms are edible. Yeast is used in the fermentation of alcohol. Some mushrooms are poisonous. So some mushrooms are edible, but some mushrooms are very poisonous, even cause death. So it is not wise to taste all types of mushroom. Some fungi cause ringworm, pneumonia, respiratory diseases, etc. And some fungi even spoils our food and cause food poisonings. Modification of the parts of the plant. The different parts of the plants are modified in different shapes and size to perform special functions apart from their own functions are called modification of the parts of the plant. Modification of the roots. The main function of roots is to anchor the plants in soil and to absorb water and minerals. Apart from that functions, it also stores food. It gives some mechanical supports for heavy branches, as well as some roots give some vital functions. So these are the modifications of roots. For the food storage, roots stores food in some plants. They are modified as follows. Fusiform roots. The root is thicker at the middle and tapering on both sides. Base and apex are called fusiform roots. Radish. This radish is swollen at the middle parts and tapering at the end as well as other end also. In both ends it is tapering and it's swollen at the middles. This type of root is called fusiform. It stores foods. That's why we also eat this radish that stores the food for itself. Napiform roots. The root becomes swollen at upper end and tapering at lower ends. Example, turnips. This is turnips. The upper parts of turnip is swollen and the base or the end, apex part is tapering. This type of root is called napiform roots, and turnip is an example of napiform roots. Conical roots. The root is thicker at upper side and tapering at lower side is called conical roots. So carrot is an example of conical roots. It is thicker at upper sides and thinner at lower sides. This type of root is called conical roots. It is also modified to store the foods. Tuberous root. The root is swollen in the fleshy, swollen and fleshy, but it does not have regular shape. Example, sweet potato. So these roots are swollen and fleshy, but not a definite shapes. Such a type of roots are called tuberous roots. Some roots are modified for mechanical supports. In maize, bamboo, sugarcane, steel roots are developed from the basal nodes and it supports the plant. This is the structure of maize roots. The roots are developed from the lower nodes and these are called steel roots. It gives a mechanical supports to the plant for anchoring the whole plant body. In money plants, climbing roots are developed. So you have seen the money plants in your homes and roots are developed from the upper part of the plants. That also helps the money plant to climb on the walls or threads. The strong pillars like prop roots are found in branches of banana tree. It's a banana tree, and here is a heavy branch, and the roots are developed and they grows down to the soil, and these roots are called prop roots, which gives the mechanical support for the heavy branches of banana tree. These are some advantageous roots that gives mechanical supports for the plant. For other vital functions, orchids have aerial roots with spongy filaments which absorb moisture from the air to make food. So this is orchid plants, and orchid plants have some roots. These roots are called filaments. They absorb moisture from the air and used in the photosynthesis to make their food. The water hyacinth has floating roots which stores air and helps for plant floating. So this plant is a water hyacinth. This water hyacinth has air floating roots, and these air floating roots help the plants to float in the water. Trapa has a green assimilatory roots that helps to prepare the foods. This is a trapa plant, and here the roots are developed. These are called assimilatory roots. Assimilate means to prepare foods. Stems. Stem supports the plant, but some stems are modified for other functions, and stems are modified for a specific function as follows points. Modification in underground stem. The stems are found under the soil. They are modified to store the foods. Modification in the subaerial stems, and modification in aerial stem. So the aerial stems are developed, also modified for other functions. First of all, modification in underground stem. The underground stems of ginger is a rhizome. This is a rhizome, and the rhizome is a stem. It is not roots because it has scaly roots and scaly leaves and roots, and it stores food. The underground stem of potato is a tuber. This is a potato, and it is not a root, it is also a stem, underground stems, and it is store food. The underground stem of onion and garlic are called bulb. This is bulb of onion, and it is also not a root, it is a stem. It stores food. The underground stem of colchicea is a comb. This is a comb. The comb also stores the foods. This rhizome, tuber, bulb, comb are modification of underground stems to store foods. In some plants, subaerial stem is modified for the reproduction. The runners in dubo, the plants dubo, you have seen dog grass, and it runs, and when they are caught, then each plant develops into the new plants. Similarly, offset in pisticea, stolon of strawberry, and sucker of chrysanthemum are subaerial stem, which are caught and produce a new plant, which are modified for the vegetative propagation. Vegetative propagation means increase in their number with the help of their vegetative parts. In a climax plants, aerial stems are modified in the hairy structure called tendril. So you have seen bean plants, cucumber plants, gourd plants. In the upper parts of their stems are developed into the tendrils, small hair-like structure that supports and branches. The rose, bougainvillea, etc. have thorns on the stem to protect from the enemy. Agave has bulbils for their reproduction. The cactus, Opuntia, have phylloclad stem for the preparation of their food and stores of the foods. This is a cactus plant, and this cactus plant, this is its stems, The stems are modified to fleshy structure and they prepare foods like leaves. The leaves of cactus are modified into spines which are protect from enemies and transpiration. So in the cactus, the spines you have seen, they are modified leaves. The leaves, when modified into the spines, they reduce transpiration, loss of water from the leaves. Pea plants has leaf tendrils for supports. So leaf tendrils are also found in pea plants that supports on climbing. Aloe vera has succulent leaf to store water. You have seen the aloe vera plants. So aloe vera plants has thick and fleshy that stores water. In some insectivorous plant like Venus flytraps, pitcher plant, the leaves are modified for trapping insect. This is a Venus flytraps. It is developed to digest the insects.